MGF Customs and Reviews.
What's going on, guys? This is Michael MGF, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the LEGO Star Wars Summer 2013 JEK-14's Stealth Starfighter. The set number for this one is 75018. The recommended ages are 8 through 14, and the piece count is 550. Now, I'm not going to lie, out of the entire LEGO Star Wars Summer line for this year, this has to be my least favorite set. The Starfighter itself has honestly not the greatest design. The minifigures are nice quality. But you know, this as it is, this entire set, minifigures and all, is not even canon to Star Wars. This entire set is made up by LEGO. This doesn't actually exist in the Star Wars universe. So that's one of the reasons I'm not very fond of this. But then the primary reason, the main reason, is the simple fact that the Starfighter itself is just nothing revolutionary. The design has a ton of technique in it, which is honestly, in my opinion, completely unnecessary. And I'm not a fan. I'm really not. But I'll go ahead and point out what's good about it, and I'll point out what's wrong with it. So before we do so, I wanted to mention that this set retails for $69.99. Wow, that is expensive. For a 550 piece count, $69.99 for a vehicle that is poorly designed, not worth it. I can't say I recommend this set. I really can't. I mean, if you got someone who's a fan of the Yoda Chronicles and really wants their JEK-14 and his Starfighter along with some extra minifigures, this might be a good set for you. But I mean, it's just not. I don't want to hate on the LEGO Star Wars sets. It's just this one in particular. The rest are pretty good. It's just this one in particular I'm not a fan of. But let's go ahead and take a look at the minifigures, and I'll explain just as to why. Real quick, something I figured I'd mention in terms of video production is I shot this entire review last Tuesday, and here I am a little over a week later doing the minifigure segment for this review. And just kind of funny because the Minecraft sets arrived and this set got put aside temporarily. But anyway, so right here we've got JEK-14, and JEK-14 is a great minifigure. He's quite obviously the spotlight of this set. He's got a great level of detail, and it's just generally one of the cooler LEGO Star Wars figures. And I say that mainly for his Force Lightning arm, which is a transparent blue arm with a Force Lightning print on it, and it is super cool and definitely what defines this minifigure as being so awesome. But I want to say right off the bat, before I repeat myself so much, these minifigures, they have a lot of detail, a lot of different outlines, and just a lot of different little details that really define them as being such great minifigures. And obviously none of these minifigures actually appeared in Star Wars, but they're still really cool nonetheless. His legs are really nice with the knee printing on those, and you can see once again great level of detail on those, and the torso is really great as well. Obviously it resembles that of a clone trooper, but not all that much. And the same can be said for the back, but it does have the same trait with the thermal detonator attached to the back of the utility belt, which is very cool. And he's utilizing the standard Clone Wars Phase 2 Clone Trooper helmet, just with obviously his own unique print on it, which resembles that of a 501st Trooper, but in red. He's got like thin blue eyes, once again a great level of detail and outlining throughout the entire helmet. And another thing that's unique about JEK-14 is he does have a white lightsaber hilt, and I thought that's really cool. I think this is the first minifigure that we've ever received with a white lightsaber hilt for his personalized lightsaber. If I'm mistaken, let me know in the comments. But if we go ahead and remove his helmet, you can see he's got his own unique face, and the face has a Force Lightning print on it, and he's kind of like a crazed sort of facial expression, which is very, very cool. And then his standard face is pretty much just a basic, like, you know, toned down, timid expression. But obviously JEK-14 does include a hairpiece, and to give you a look at what he looks like with the hairpiece on, it's a very nice hairpiece. Obviously it's being quite abused in various LEGO sets, and honestly I think they need to come up with a new standard because I can't count how many times we've already seen this hairpiece. But yeah, so if we go ahead and then take this hairpiece, or the head, and flip it around and then put the hairpiece on here, you can see what the hairpiece looks like with the standard facial expression, and definitely a fitting hairpiece.
Just in my opinion, I think it's a little bit overused, as JEK-14 likes to skydive, as you can see, and he needs a new hairpiece to do so. But yeah, so there is JEK-14. And we've got what's simply referred to as a bounty hunter, and this guy is really detailed, just like all these minifigures. He's got a lot of different unique traits about him, but the first thing I noticed about him is not only that he's non-existent in Star Wars, but he's got the color scheme of him really resembles that of a Kashyyyk Troopers, and he really fit in well with the upcoming 2014 sets, and also perhaps a Kashyyyk Mach. I know once again, he doesn't really exist in Star Wars, so there really isn't a whole lot of use that you can put this guy into, but he's still got a really awesome torso with a great level of detail. Obviously, in terms of design, it doesn't look like a Kashyyyk Troopers, but it's still, you know, like I said, got a general... It's like a general look to it. But yeah, so you can see the torso is very detailed, and what I like about the, I can't say I like it, it's just the fact that they attempted to have a overlapping belt print. It looks nice, it looked like it would have been nice, it's just, it was kind of a failed attempt, because as you can see, the printing down on the belt was printed a little bit too far down, and there's a line being struck right through the middle of it, and it looks a little bit strange. And I mean, like I said, it was a nice attempt, a nice effort. It just kind of failed, and it would have been nice if they just didn't do it at all, because it definitely degrades the minifigure. And the back, the same could be said for the back. You have the continuation of the utility belt, but then you have a pouch which is missing an entire half of it, and it's just a little bit strange, but regardless, a still very detailed torso, and definitely very useful. And the same can be said for the legs. The legs, you can see you got some very cool looking knee pads along with a pouch printed onto there, some wrinkles in his suit. Definitely a great, you know, like I said, a great level of detail. You can see his blaster. It's a very, very standard blaster that he's wielding. Nothing new to it at all, but what you can kind of say that is new to it is that he does not have the same connector piece that the clone troopers have been getting with their blaster rifles. And you can see his helmet is a standard white Mandalorian helmet, just with his own unique print. And once again, he's sporting the sort of thin eyes that JEK-14 and the Special Forces clone trooper have. But you know, obviously it's in silver, like gunmetal silver for him. And if we go ahead and pull off his helmet, you can see he's got the Old Republic Jace Malcolm head, and you guys might remember this head from last year's Old Republic sets. And this is a really nice head. I'm not a huge fan of heads being repurposed, but LEGO can't, you know, they like to save wherever they can, and I don't blame them for that. You can see, though, he does have a scar right above his eyebrow there, and a nice set of facial hair, so just a great head overall, definitely very useful. And I'm not sure if I commended LEGO on it or not, but the printing and the general detail on the helmet is also quite nice. I love how it is all outlined. So right here we've got what is referred to as a Special Forces clone trooper. There is nothing of the sort in Star Wars, nothing close to it. I mean, I guess you have Senate Commandos, which look kind of like these guys, but there is a major red flag with the Special Forces clone trooper, and that is the fact that this clone trooper has a stormtrooper helmet, and when clone troopers were around, there was no such thing as stormtroopers, and that screws up so many different things in Star Wars' timeline that I can't even begin to explain. I don't understand why they couldn't have just used a standard Phase 2 helmet like they did with JEK-14. JEK-14 is also a clone trooper. This guy's a clone trooper. Why does he have a stormtrooper helmet? I don't know. It's weird, and I don't appreciate it. Even though it is kind of cool to get a blue stormtrooper helmet, I will give it that. But either way, on the helmet, you can see he is sporting the same sort of like silver eyes, the thinned out eyes, and a great level of detail on the helmet as well. But yeah, so if we tilt him up a little bit, you can get a better look at the torso, and the torso is really awesome. It's got a Republic symbol on the right breastplate, along with the same sort of attempt at belt printing, and it looks nice. You're not going to notice it from your first glance, but it would have been better to not have an attempted belt printing at all, than have a big line being struck right through it. It just doesn't look natural. But regardless, it is still pretty nice looking, and the legs resemble that of a clone trooper pretty closely. Not exactly the same, but you can kind of see the general shape of a clone trooper's knee pads in there, and some very detailed and useful legs overall. And speaking of detail, the back is also very detailed, and I'm not gonna lie, what I really noticed about this Special Forces clone trooper is that he kind of reminds me of a Spartan, obviously with like a white belt and everything, but it's just, obviously he doesn't, it's, in terms of design, he's not a Spartan, but he just kind of reminds me of a blue Spartan from Halo. I'm not sure if you guys, any of you other guys picked that up, but Yeah, so you can also see he does have the thermal detonator on his belt there as well, and that's pretty cool, the back of his utility belt. He has a standard blaster, so there's nothing interesting about that, and I totally didn't go over it, but I kind of have it, you know, he's not wielding it right now just to keep it out of the way, but he does have a riot shield, and pretty much what it is just a standard translucent blue disc piece with a set of handlebars, you know, for the section that he grips. So that's pretty cool. Simple design, but it is effective. If we go ahead and remove the helmet, though, you can see he does have a standard clone trooper head, which is obviously he's considered a clone trooper, so that's expected. Definitely a great head. Nice to see it in different sets. But removing that as well, you can see we get a better look at his pauldron here. And his pauldron is just a basic white pauldron with some blue lines to it. Pretty cool. Definitely useful for other purposes. But you can see it does have a copyright symbol, so watch out if you want to enjoy your pauldron that you got from your Special Forces clone trooper words. You might be attacked by copyright, and that's not fun. But yeah, so there is your Special Forces clone trooper. Definitely a very strange and controversial minifigure. Words are against me today. But yeah, so there he is. And we've got the astromech droid that is included with this set, R4GO, I believe that's what it is, R4G0 maybe. We'll just call him R4. And R4 is a very standard astromech droid. He's got a great level of detail to him. I couldn't ask for more on this astromech droid. He's got it all. It's pretty much it's really awesome. I mean, I would have, you know, some back printing would have been nice, but he's just still a very standard astromech droid. You're not really getting this set for the astromech droid. You're getting it for the other 3 minifigures, but he's still a very cool droid overall. Fits nicely with this set, and it's just a great little addition to everyone's astromech droid collection. But yeah, of course, if you don't know about astromech droids, they got the standard articulation with their legs. You can remove his head. It's nothing too insane, but still a really cool droid, and I love all the detail with it. The 3 eyes, all the printing on his head there, or on his dome, as it is referred to, and just a great little astromech droid. Alright, so now on to JEK-14's Stealth Starfighter itself. Now, there is a big problem with this set. Now, I'm going to go over it, but not just yet. First, we're going to go over the features that come with this set. And so, first off, we'll go ahead and take a look at the cockpit. And you can see the cockpit utilizes that standard piece that we've seen all across LEGO Star Wars sets over the years. And it opens up very nicely. And inside, you can see a very spacious cockpit for one person. And we can go ahead and take JEK-14 here and put him in a sitting position and then drop him right in there. So he's secured down on 4 studs. There is no tile in there, so he's not going to shake around while you're moving the Starfighter. And you can see when we close it up, he is actually completely sealed inside. So that's very nice because, you know, most LEGO Star Wars sets, there are like giant gaps when the cockpit closes over the minifigure, so it's like doesn't make sense for them to be in a cockpit that will honestly just suffocate them. But thankfully that's not the case with this set. You can see it has a turret right here on the top, which rotates a full 360 degrees and bends up and down. So that is very cool. And then when you go ahead and take the astromech droid, and you can see right in there, you take the astromech droid, he plugs right inside, you know, for his personalized little slot, and he sits in there very nicely, but that's really nothing revolutionary to LEGO Star Wars sets. You can see the main feature would be the fact that the wings bend up and down, but real quick, let's go over the flick-fire missiles. You can see the flick-fire missiles on the bottom here are very nice. What I like about them is that they have a mechanism to them. And, you know, I always say that I like flick-fire missiles when they have a mechanism for them. Because when you just have a flick-fire missile, you'll be sitting there for like an hour just flicking at them and they won't actually fire, or they might break or something. Flick-fire missiles just aren't effective that way, but when they have a mechanism like this, I'm honestly more than welcome to have them. And when we go ahead and push on this knob here, you can see they fire just like that. So definitely very nice and very efficient, and honestly I hope to see more of that on future LEGO Star Wars sets if LEGO does choose to use flick-fire missiles, because as most of you should know by now, LEGO will be using a new form of missile, you know, for the 2014 sets. But real quick, let's also go over stickers. You can see we have a sticker here, and then these stickers on right here. These stickers are very nice, so that's a total of 3 stickers on that side, and then the same stickers on the opposite side as well, just obviously inverted. So those are symmetrical. So right there, that's a total of 6 stickers. And then we have this symbol right here on the wing, which is pretty nice. And then we get that, of course, on the opposite wing. So 8 stickers there. And then the 9th sticker is the control panel piece right inside there, inside the cockpit, which is very nice. And I'm glad, that we do actually have a control panel than, not having one at all, despite the control panel sticker not really having all that much detail to it. But yeah, so now that we've gone over those features, let's go ahead and take a look at the main reason this set lacks. And also there's a little set of landing gear right here on the bottom, so that's very nice. But anyway, so right here we've got a pile of Technic, and this pile of Technic is just simply, its sole purpose is to do this. That's it. There's nothing else to it. It's a ton of Technic just to have the set fold its wings. And honestly, I don't see why that's necessary. I think we could have had, these sorts of hinge pieces, and I don't see what the purpose of having a ton of Technic just to bend the wings up and down, when we simply could have had like a hinge like this one right here, and we could have paid more attention to the design of the vehicle and its general concept, because now we have a ton of Technic and a set that just lacks in terms of design. So that's not a good combination, and for a $70 price point, I can't say I recommend this set. I mean, unless you've got someone who's a fan of the Yoda Chronicles and loves this Starfighter's appearance in that series, I don't see what the point of getting this set is. I mean, sure, the minifigures are cool, but as it is, this is all completely non-canon to Star Wars, and I just don't understand why we had to have so much Technic when we simply could have had a hinge and a better designed vehicle. So I don't understand all that Technic. So that's probably the main problem with this set, and despite it really degrading the design of it, it's still a pretty cool vehicle. It's just nothing revolutionary to LEGO Star Wars. And if we go ahead and take a look at the back here, we have this little flap that opens up, and inside we have a holocron inside of this little crate. And this little holocron is, something we've been seeing across the LEGO Star Wars summer sets. So holocrons are obviously very popular with LEGO Star Wars now. It's just I would have preferred storage for the accessories. I mean, you can't really fit the lightsaber in there. You can fit it in there, of course, just it won't actually close with JEK-14's lightsaber inside. So I just would have preferred more storage for the accessories rather than random holocrons. So I mean, for playability though, it might be good. You can have someone make up a story with the holocron. It could be good for that reason. But it's just, I don't understand why this set had to have so much Technic when the designers could have, paid more attention to the design, and, just, I don't know. It's just, I don't see what the point of all that Technic was. But anyway, so that's pretty much it. You have these opening flaps right here, which are very nice, and it's pretty cool there. It doesn't reveal anything other than the interior of nothing. And also, when you bend the wings up and down, you can hear the sound. That sound right there, like that clicking, that's a sound of them rubbing up against each other. So that means right here, this piece right here, these two sections, when you fold them. When you fold, the wings, you can hear this piece rubbing against this tile, and it's honestly, not only is it an unnecessary design, but it's a clunky design, and that's just a low quality product for a really high price. So I don't understand that. But then also we have the engines, which they're very nicely designed. They have no playability features whatsoever, but they still look very nice. They keep the consistency going with this set, and then the engines are good. I don't have any critiques on the engines. It's just the Technic on the bottom that really degrades this set. And I don't see why we needed so much Technic just to be able to pose the wings, when we probably could have had another feature or two, and the set could have been actually worth the $70 that it is priced at. So I can't say I recommend this set unless you've got a fan of the Yoda Chronicles. And also right here we have the edge of the wings, which are, you can bend them with these hinges here, but this is just a really minor feature. So yeah, there's JEK-14 Starfighter. It's just not a set that I'm really a fan of. And this is coming from a LEGO Star Wars fan who has loved Star Wars since 2004, and I hate to sound like some sort of hater on LEGO Star Wars sets or LEGO sets in general. It's just this set, out of the entire LEGO Star Wars Summer line, I am just not fond of it. There are other sets that you can get that you will be more satisfied with if you love Star Wars overall and not just Lego's Yoda Chronicles that they made up last year or earlier this year whenever they decided to release that series. I remember I was there when they, when it first aired, and I wasn't all that impressed. Obviously it was for kids and everything, but I don't think a kid is going to want to spend $70 after seeing it. It's just not worth it. So I don't really see what the purpose was of this set. I think, obviously it's for promotional value for Lego and their Yoda Chronicles series. It's just, we could have gotten another Attack of the Clones set rather than this Starfighter. So I can't say I recommend it, not only because of the design, but for the $70 price point. And the minifigures aren't worth $70 despite JEK-14's awesome arm. So that's what I think of the JEK-14 Starfighter, guys. Obviously, it's totally up to you whether or not you get this set. But that's just my sole opinion on JEK-14 Stealth Starfighter. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the box, the instruction manuals, and extra pieces, and then we'll go ahead and conclude the review. So the box is very nice. You can see we have the graphic with JEK-14 Starfighter, fighting over some anonymous planet. You can see we have the specs of the set right here, and then, the minifigures right here, and of course, all 4 of them are new. And then on the top, we have JEK-14 sporting the actual size reference along with the other 3 minifigures. And in the back of the box, we have all the features that I just showed you, along with, some nice action shots. So definitely very nice design for the box, but unfortunately the same can't be said about the set itself. We do actually get 2 instruction manuals with this set. The first one is nothing too special. It's just a 47-page build. There's nothing else to it. There's literally nothing else after that. So then if we go ahead and continue to the second manual, the second manual is a 75-page build, and you can see on the back here we've got an advertisement for the Yoda Chronicles with the holocron, and then we have the checklist for the default sets for the LEGO Star Wars Summer 2013 line. Obviously this excludes the exclusive sets being the Starhopper, the Defender class, or the Old Republic set, and then the Ewok Village. And then you can see a little bit further back we've got the little checklist for all the minifigures that come with the the standard sets for this line. Once again, excluding the exclusives. So yeah, there's really nothing else to the instruction manual other than this little thing, which just shows the features of this set, which I just went over. And it's just a pretty standard build, pretty standard instruction manual. So I'm not gonna lie, maybe it would have been better to just fit the build into 2 manuals, but I mean, it doesn't really make that big of a difference anyway. Then with this set, we've got a decent amount of extra pieces. You can see we have a white lightsaber hilt, which are pretty rare, and it's nice to get an extra one of these. So that's very nice. And we get like some extra antennas, some of these pieces, a lot of connectors, translucent studs. So definitely some very useful pieces, none of which are rare at all, aside from the white lightsaber hilt, but still very nice regardless. Yeah, I'm not getting anything for a JEK-14 or a Special Forces Clone Trooper, whatever that is, so I can only assume you guys don't exist. You're all under arrest. Alright guys, so that concludes my review on the LEGO Star Wars Summer 2013 JEK-14 Stealth Starfighter, and I'm not gonna lie, simply because the design of the Starfighter itself isn't really that great, and the bombardment of Technic beneath it just to have the wings be able to, bend with a switch is honestly really unnecessary. I don't see what the problem would have been if we could just simply fold the wings themselves. We don't need an entire pile of Technic beneath our Starfighter just to have 2 little switches for the wings to bend. It's just unnecessary, and it's just not a great design in my opinion. It's just, there are better sets in the LEGO Star Wars Summer line that you can pick up, so I can't say I recommend this set over the others unless you've got a fan of the Yoda Chronicles who loves JEK-14, loves his ship and these characters. It's not a set that I myself recommend. I only watched the first episode of the Yoda Chronicles, and honestly, I saw enough. I don't really think I need to watch the rest of it to get an understanding of this set's importance to this line. It's just, I mean, hopefully we don't see more Yoda Chronicles sets, because honestly, I'd like to see more slots for actual LEGO Star Wars sets filled, because this set could have been something else. I'm not gonna lie, it could have been, I don't know, the AT-AP could have come out instead of this, or something, I don't know. But yeah, for a $70 price point
for this, for a vehicle that really isn't anything revolutionary in terms of design and it's just really clunky overall, I can't say I recommend it. I really can't. I mean, I don't want, for the designers, they tried. I mean, it's okay. It's just, I can't say I'm fond of it. I'm not a fan of this set. And I don't want to sound like a total hater for LEGO Star Wars. I love LEGO Star Wars. I am always super excited when these sets come out. And there are, and like the vehicles like the gunship and the ATTE and the Corporate Alliance tank and the Mandalorian speeder, they're all really good and nice standard LEGO Star Wars sets. This one is not. And I just don't want to sound like I'm a total horrible critic. It's just, I don't recommend this set. And that's coming from someone who has loved LEGO Star Wars and still loves it. And I've loved LEGO Star Wars since, what, 2004? So, yeah, I mean, it's totally up to you whether you want to take my word for it or not. It's just, as a LEGO Star Wars fan, I don't like this set. And I think I'll leave it off at that, guys. And the price point really does kill it too. But yeah, so if you enjoyed the review or found it informative, be sure to leave this video a like below, as it really does go a long way. A lot of work goes into these reviews, and your support really does mean a lot to me and is very much appreciated. You can also follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Links to both of those are also in the description below. There I post all kinds of updates and photos of what I'm up to and what's to come for this channel. And I know my videos, usually I like to get videos out on a 3 to 4 day basis, and it hasn't really been happening recently. Time has not been on my side, and I do apologize for that. But I am trying. So yeah, guys, I think that's it for this review, and I will see you later. Alright.
Bye.
Are very, very nice. Not gonna lie, when I record these little close-ups, when I talk about the minifigures, I tend to look at my phone because this is pretty boring. Like, it's about a... Come on. Okay, screw this. Quick pick for the Twitter and the Facebooks. Yay. God, the hell just fell. Damn it. What the hell am I doing?